Hi, it's nice to finally meet you. Mom has been telling me a lot about you.
Hello, Ruby. I am pleased to meet you. Florence has been telling me a lot about you as well. You really are a spitting image of her.
I get that a lot, actually.
I've always wanted to get the chance to meet you, so I'm glad I finally did. I heard you visit Florence's house quite often, so I took the time to get here because I heard you were also coming. You've got quite the handsome son, Ruby.
Thank you. I really wanted to treat you for lunch or dinner because of how grateful I am for you to meet my mom.
Oh, really? What were you so thankful about?
After my dad passed away, Mom had been dead inside for nearly 15 years. She was pretty much dead with him, and she wasn't able to live her daily life. Ever since she had been getting along with you, she finally seems to be like her old self again. It's been a while since I last saw her laugh and eat so well. She's finally laughing, taking good care of her meals, and putting on her best outfits.
Is that so? I'm really glad to hear that. If anything, I should be the one to thank Florence. Thanks to her, I finally feel like I'm living for something and have a purpose in my life. Before I met Florence, my daily life just consisted of working and sleeping. Most of my coworkers would always be telling me that I'm like a robot who only knows how to work, sleep, and eat.
Are you guys going to be seated anytime soon? Let's hurry and eat before the food gets cold. We can start talking once we eat. Okay, Mom, we're coming. Is Elijah still very busy at his job? Is he only available to show up during the weekends? His job is very ongoing, so he's going to be very busy unless he decides to quit. I wanted Elijah and Wilfred to say hello to one another, but I guess next time. I'll tell Elijah to try and clear up his schedule for one day to meet Wilfred. We don't have to worry too much about that for now, so I'll do it when I can.
Did you go over to your mom's house a couple days ago?
Yeah, I did.
Did you take Chris with you?
Of course I did. Did you expect me to leave him home alone?
Was her new boyfriend there?
Yes, he was waiting for me at the house. He wanted to say hello to me, so he was waiting for me to arrive. He was much nicer in real life than what I expected him to be like in the photos. It was Chris's first time seeing him, and he went around calling him Grandpa. It was pretty funny and cute.
What's so funny and cute about that? I don't get why you seem so happy.
What?
I'm going to be honest with you, Ruby. I don't really like this Wilfred guy. I don't understand why your mom has to go out with him. She's quite old right now, and I don't see the reason why she wants a boyfriend at her age. Isn't she too old to be going out on dates like that?
So do older people have no right to have fun and go out on dates? What are you trying to say here? My mom could do whatever she feels like doing. She's an old lady and she can do whatever she wants with her life. What's so weird about that?
If an elderly couple is seen hanging out like a young couple, people are most likely going to stare at them weirdly.
So what? Why do you care what other people think of them? All we have to do is be happy for her, now that she's able to be happy again. This is something to celebrate.
I don't really think it's anything to celebrate. It might be an embarrassment to both sides of our families.
Elijah, I think you should watch what you're saying. You talk as if my mom committed a serious crime. You're acting like she cheated on somebody. It's been almost 15 years since my dad passed away. My mom has been extremely lonely during those times. She's finally able to be happy with her life again. So you should be happy for her. How can you talk about my mom in front of me like that?
I didn't say anything to directly attack Florence. I'm just saying that I would look at things differently if I didn't know who she was. I'd probably think it's weird that an old woman like her is dating a boyfriend after losing her husband. Let's be real. Dating somebody after losing the husband isn't something to necessarily brag about.
That literally just sounds like you are insulting my mom. You don't even know what you were talking about.
I'm not insulting her. I'm saying this because she is also my family and she happens to be my mother-in-law.
All I am doing is providing some advice about her current situation. I wouldn't be saying any of this if she was a stranger to me. I'd probably just look down on her and ignore her. I don't think she's setting a good example for Chris either. It's kind of embarrassing that you took Chris to her house that day. Stop talking like that about my mom. It's not like you're living a particularly amazing life either. What do you mean? I work my butt off for you and Chris. I'm barely at home for the entire week, and I only come home to see you guys for the weekend. How much more do I need to do for you guys? Do you want me to break some bones while I'm at it? You think a couple extra earnings from your job makes you a successful dad? What's the point of you coming over to see us during the weekends? Even if you do come to see us, you're out drinking with your friends for most of the day anyways. If Chris asks for you to play with him, you just pretend to be asleep on the couch. So what do you want me to do? You just want me to work 7 days a week? Am I some kind of labor robot? I need some time to relax and hang out with my friends too. You can't expect me to only live for my family. What about my life? Just forget it. I don't want to talk about this anymore. You're probably going to wake Chris up. If Chris were to find out what kind of dad you are, he'd be very disappointed. I wasn't able to answer your calls. Is everything okay? Why did you call me so much? Why aren't you answering any of my calls? Do you know how worried I was? My heart nearly stopped because of Chris. I really thought something terrible was going to happen to our boy. Chris? What's wrong with Chris? He has a fever of 108 degrees right now. He's having trouble breathing. I really don't know what to do. I was so scared that something bad was going to happen to him, so I called you. But you didn't answer a single one of my calls. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you called me. I'm having dinner with my coworkers right now, so I wasn't able to hear my phone ringing. I'm so sorry, Ruby. So, what happened to Chris? I called 911, and then I called Mom and Wilfred. Thankfully, Wilfred was near the area, so he arrived before the ambulance did. I canceled the 911 call and told them not to send the ambulance over, so Wilfred drove us to the hospital instead. What? Didn't I tell you to keep Chris away from that man? I told you not to keep him near our son. Are you seriously worried about that right now? We could have lost our son. Of course I'm worried. Why do you keep handing over our son to a total stranger? You don't even know what he's really up to. Are you worried about what might happen to Chris if we do that? That man is a total stranger to us and Chris. How can you let our son be in the hands of a stranger who is not even related to our family? You're just going to let that slide like it's nobody's business? This is why I keep saying that I don't understand you. Your son nearly died several minutes ago. You're literally out eating and drinking right now, and you have the audacity to tell me that I did the wrong thing? You really think you deserve to be saying this to me? How can you even call yourself a dad? I've been talking about how sick Chris has been, and all you care about is whether or not Wilfred took him to the hospital. I really don't understand you, as a matter of fact. I really can't seem to get this through to you. I won't be saying much about it today, since there are more important things to consider. But I'm giving you my last warning. You better keep Chris away from that Wilfred man. Then let me give you a warning too. What? Don't contact me unless I contact you first. What did you say? You don't even care if our son is sick or not. You don't even care to ask if he is fine right now. You never asked if he was sleeping well or if he had taken his medications. You're just talking about a bunch of other things instead. You don't even care to ask about your son's current condition. What do you mean? Of course I care about my son. I'm telling you to keep my son away from that man because I care for him. I am doing it for the sake of my son. Are you really doing this for the sake of your son? Then I think you should be the one to stay away from him. Wilfred is not the problem here. You are. What? Are you being serious with me right now? Do you seriously want to be on good terms with this man just because he's going to be your stepfather? You don't even know what kind of a person he is. You don't even know him that well. I really don't understand why you trust this man so much. when you have only seen him twice. You are not being mature here. You're the one acting like you don't care about your son by allowing him to be around strangers. The only thing you know how to do is give money to your kid. Other than that, there's nothing you really do for him. You really are one to talk. I've had enough of your stupid nonsense.
Where have you been all along? Where is Chris?
Why do you care? It's not like you ever cared about what your son was up to. I thought you were going out with your friends today.
Did you leave Chris with that stranger again?
Yes, I did. Do you have a problem with that? I have a very busy life too, you know. I'm not able to look after my son all the time, and it's not like you do much to look after him either. I have no choice but to ask my mom and Wilfred to help me out. Chris also just prefers to be with Mom and Wilfred instead of his dad, who doesn't even look after him properly.
Just as I had expected. You really have one heck of a family. Don't you know that crimes against children are on the rise these days? Things have changed. It's not like when we were growing up. It's always important to teach your kids not to talk with strangers or be with strangers. What are you going to do if something happens to Chris? Do you think you will be able to take responsibility for it?
What are you talking about? Are you trying to suspect Wilfred of doing something to our son?
Yes, I think he is very suspicious and I don't like him. I do not like the fact that he has never been married yet, considering how old he is. If somebody as old as he is has never been married before, there's probably a reason why. There is something very bad about him, so no woman is willing to be with him.
Elijah, you watch your mouth.
I'm not upset at the fact that Chris is at Florence's house. I'm just telling you that there's no need for that man to look after our son. I just want Florence to look after Chris. I don't want that man near our son.
Why do you hate him so much? You're right, I've only seen him twice. I don't really know much about him. But that doesn't give me any good reasons to dislike him.
Try thinking about it logically. What do you think Chris would feel about this situation? Don't you think it will be very confusing for him? When he is at Florence's house, he is going to see pictures of your deceased father on the walls. Then he is going to look at her new boyfriend and realize that they're not the same person. Don't you realize how confusing it's going to be for him? He's going to be thinking that he has two grandfathers. This is going to be devastating for his life in the future. He's not going to understand what it's like to have normal grandparents.
You keep telling me things like this and act like you are really saying this for the sake of our son's safety. If you really love him this much, how come you never want to see his face in a video chat? You always tell him that you're too busy and even get angry at times.
I'm very tired after coming home from work during the weekdays.
That's exactly my point. I would rather want Chris to live like he doesn't have a dad. If he doesn't look for you, then he will be less disappointed when he finds out what kind of a person you are.
Fine. Then I will make sure to see him more often and play with him more. Does that make you feel better? Now that I have made my promise, hurry up and bring him back here away from that stranger. Or do you want me to go over and pick him up myself?
You better not do that. From now on, Chris is going to be at my mom's house every weekend.
What? That's nonsense.
I'm going outside.
Where do you think you're going?
You just told me to bring Chris home, you moron! Hey, Elijah!
What? What is it?
Where are you right now?
I went out to see my friend for a couple of hours. Why?
Are you crazy? What did you do with Chris?
I left him at Florence's house for the time being.
What? I thought you made a promise to start looking after him more from now on. I didn't have the time to tell my mom that Chris is coming over.
Florence can still look after Chris even if we don't tell her in advance. If you think about it from Florence's perspective, I'm pretty sure that she would like to have sudden visitors at her home. She can think of it as a surprise party. When I took Chris over to her house, she really liked it.
You're not making any sense right now. You think it's okay to just leave your child at my mom's house just so that you can go out drinking with your friends? Then why did you get so angry with me every time I left Chris with Mom and Wilfred?
That's because you make that stranger look after Chris. That's why I was so angry with you. I went over to Florence's house today, and I saw that her boyfriend wasn't there. That's why I decided to leave Chris at her house. If I had known that her boyfriend was there was no way I would be letting Chris stay in that house. I would have just canceled my plans for the day and stayed home with Chris.
I seriously cannot believe what you are saying to me.
I have to hang up soon. Why don't you just hurry up and tell me why you called?
I called to tell you that you should close all the windows in the house since it's raining.
I'm not able to go back home right now. There's nobody home right now. So why don't you just ask that guy to do it for you?
What? Have you lost your mind?
Why don't you just tell him the passcode to open our front door? You can just change it once he leaves.
Listen to yourself. Do you realize how selfish you are right now? You really have no right to be telling me this right now. Why do you think it's okay for you to make this ridiculous request to me and Wilfred? I knew that you were pretty ignorant at times, but I never really thought that it would be this bad. You seriously have the nerve to talk badly about my family, and you want them to do favors for you?
I don't know. I don't have the time to listen to your complaints right now. I really have to get going. Bye.
Hi, Wilfred. What's up?
Nothing much, actually. I just called to ask if you want to manage a store.
A store? You want me to manage a store?
You know how I am working in the food service industry. I'm trying to open up a new store in your neighborhood. I think it would be very nice for you to be the store manager. You said you were looking for a job now that your son is getting older, right?
Yes, but to be honest, this is a little bit overwhelming for me. I really don't know anything about the food service industry. I have never worked in anything like it before.
That's no problem. You can start learning about it. Just because you have no experience in the field doesn't mean that you aren't able to work in it. I just want to know if you want to do it or not.
It will be very nice for me to have a job right now, but Chris is still a bit too young to be left alone. I can't let my mom look after him all the time.
What's wrong with that? We love looking after Chris. To be quite honest, Florence and I don't really have anything else better to do anyways. If you want, I could hire you someone to look after Chris while you work. They will be able to look after him during your working hours until you come home. I heard that a lot of young mothers like you are working right now.
I just feel really bad that I am making you do this. It's not like you are officially married to my mom yet, but you are being so generous to me, and I feel kind of bad. This type of offer is not something that you are able to come across easily. This is such a big gift for me.
You really are a lot like your mother. You guys are two of the nicest people I know. I already talked about this with Florence, so all I need is your permission. All I need is a yes or no from you. And don't worry, I am going to marry Florence within this year.
Really? Are you for real right now?
Of course. As old as I am, I need somebody to take over my inheritance. I think you are a very nice girl, so I think I can trust you with it. After I marry Florence, I am thinking about putting all of my inheritance under you.
Thank you so much, Wilfred. I was thankful enough that you were finally able to make my mom smile and be like her old self again. I really cannot thank you enough for all of this.
I'm glad you think so. Anyways, I will meet up with you to share some of the other details about everything. I will see you then, Ruby. Goodbye.
Thank you, Wilfred. I will call you back later. I can't believe this. I always knew that Wilfred is a very kind and generous man, but I never expected him to make this kind of offer for me.
Hey, Ruby.
Jeez, you scared me. What the heck? Since when have you been standing there?
It's been a couple of minutes. Who are you talking to on the phone? Was it your mom's boyfriend?
Yeah? Why? Are you trying to scold me again for talking to him?
No, it's just that I wanted to ask what you guys were talking about. What's this I'm hearing about some kind of shop manager? I also heard you guys talking about some kind of inheritance and marriage.
Wow, you are seriously eavesdropping the entire conversation? Yes, everything you heard was true. Mom and Wilfred are going to get married to each other. I am going to be his legal stepdaughter, so he wants me to become his store manager.
So he's planning on giving you all of his inheritance since he has no children of his own? Does he own some kind of business in the food service industry or something?
Why do you care anyways? I thought you hated him. I don't get why you seem so interested all of a sudden.
Well, I have always been interested in them and what kind of a person he is. Chris also seems to really like him. I'm curious to see what kind of a person he is, because our son likes him so much. You never even told me who he is and what he does. That's why I'm even more curious to know about him. Why didn't you ever tell me that he's a successful business owner?
Why should I tell you? What difference does it make if I tell you?
It makes every single difference. That tells me exactly what type of a person he is. People who are as successful and wealthy as him always have to be on the lookout. That means they have to do their best and be staying out of trouble, and be as nice and generous as possible. I wouldn't have acted like I hated him so much if I had known this earlier.
You've literally made it very clear that you hate him, and you even talk badly about him and my mom. You're seriously going to pretend like you never hated him? Do you know how pathetic that seems? Are you seriously trying to act like you never said these things because of the inheritance and money?
Okay, I will be very honest with you. Yes. It's just that if he was the type of person that I expected him to be, then there's no way for him to give you any of his inheritance to begin with. I guess he is a pretty good man after all. I think I can trust him now, and I have made my judgment call. Didn't you say that he wanted to meet up and say hello to me? Since it's already Sunday today, should we go meet him next weekend? I will make sure to treat them to a nice dinner as a celebration of their wedding.
Are you serious right now? I thought you said that if you were a stranger, you'd probably look down on them. You said that it looks bad for an older woman to get a boyfriend after losing her husband. Why is it that you changed your opinion all of a sudden?
Well, back then, I didn't know what type of a person he was. I was worried that you and Florence would end up getting scammed or abused by some weird old man. I just wanted to try and keep you guys alert. It's not impossible for something like that to happen, and I was just being safe with you guys. I won't be saying stuff like that anymore, I promise. I will make a reservation for one of the finest restaurants in the area. You can go ahead and tell Florence and Wilfred. Make sure to tell them that I want to treat them to dinner anytime next weekend.
Oh, so now you're going to call him Wilfred? You were literally making assumptions that he might be a possible child abuser. Now that he's talking about giving me his inheritance, you're just going to pretend like you never hated him. You are so pathetic, Elijah.
Wow, you guys seem younger by the day. What is your secret to looking so young? I'm guessing the secret lies within your guys' relationship. Love really seems to make anyone younger. It's all about the beauty and innocence of loving one another, isn't it? The power of love really is something else. I guess that's why you guys look so young and healthy. I thought you didn't quite like me, Elijah. No way! I would never be like that. I have been quite shy all my life, so maybe that's why you might have felt that way. I'm terribly sorry if I gave you the impression that I didn't like you, Wilfred. Is that so? Yes, I heard from Ruby that you and Florence are getting married. I really wanted to congratulate you both for your marriage. I really think you guys are a great pair and a perfect match for each other.
What a load of crap. Why is he overreacting so much? This is so embarrassing. I can't believe him.
I will be paying for the entire meal today. I want you guys to order whatever you want. Everything's on me.
Are you sure, Elijah? This place is very expensive for just one person, but are you sure you can pay for all of our meals?
Don't worry, Florence. I definitely do not lack the financial ability to do so. I love the fact that you're the only one who is actually worried about my wallet. I always knew you genuinely cared for me. This is why I like you guys so much.
Elijah, that's enough. I can't stand this anymore. Why are you exaggerating your behavior so much? This is literally the most embarrassing thing that I have ever been through.
What do you mean? I'm just glad that we are able to be gathered for dinner today.
Are you happy to be getting along with the people you talk trash on?
What are you talking about? Why are you bringing that up right now? This is supposed to be a happy occasion for everybody. Let's not bring up any ridiculous stories about me. I don't want Florence and Wilfred to think badly about me.
Are we making you feel uncomfortable?
No, definitely not. You will never make me feel uncomfortable, Florence. Oh, Ruby told me about something the other day. She told me that Wilfred wants Ruby to be a store manager for your new store. Is that right? Yes, I did. I'm planning on opening up a new store near the area, so I asked if she would like to do it. What do you think about me becoming the store manager instead? You want to be the store manager.
Elijah, what do you think you're doing?
Just hold on a minute, Ruby. I haven't had the chance to talk about this with my wife yet. Right now, since I am very busy during the weekdays, I'm only able to see my wife and kid during the weekends. It wouldn't matter much if we didn't have Chris with us. The problem is that we have a kid between us, and the fact that I am only able to see him during the weekends is detrimental to his youth. I really need to be there for my son. If I were to be the new store manager, then I would be able to spend time with my family every day. Then what are you going to do about your current job? It's not like I ever had a liking for it anyway. I can quit it immediately if you want me to. What do you think about my proposition? Don't you think it's pretty good? I've been married to Ruby for about 4 years now, and during those 4 years I barely got to spend any time with her because of how busy I am.
Hey, Elijah.
Don't you agree with me, Florence? I think you agree with me because you always took my side on things. Maybe you are able to understand how I felt during those 4 years of working really hard for my family. I was always lonely and sad because I never got to spend quality time with Chris. You know how miserable it is to be lonely, don't you, Florence? You guys were all alone before you met each other. I'm pretty sure you will be able to relate to my position right now and understand where I am coming from.
Yes, it is very hard being lonely. That's why I want to make sure I spend time with you, Ruby, and Chris when you come over. I find it a waste for me to sleep sometimes when I have you guys over. But I heard about the way you actually treat your family. I heard that every time you come home, you barely ever stay put to be with Ruby and Chris. I heard that you go out drinking every time with your friends. Even several weeks ago, I remember you coming over to my house to have me look after Chris, so that you can go out drinking with your friends.
Oh, I did that because I was very lonely at the time. There was a big emptiness within me, so I wanted to go outside to some place where there's a lot of people. I thought that doing so would fill in the emptiness within me, and I wouldn't feel lonely anymore.
I don't think you love your family as much as you say you do. If you really loved your family, then you wouldn't have left Chris to be with me just so that you can hang out with your friends. You want to be a store manager, but you aren't even responsible enough to take care of your own son. Now you're using your loneliness as an excuse for your actions. I don't seem to understand your point here.
No, Florence, you got it all wrong. That's not what I meant.
Just stop it, Elijah. Mom and Wilfred already know everything. They already know all about the way you treated me and Chris.
What?
This dinner reservation that we have today is going to be the last dinner we have with you.
What do you mean? It's going to be the last dinner together?
I'm going to divorce you. Wilfred is going to make sure that Chris grows up to be a loving and generous gentleman. He promised me that he will be the grandfather and father that Chris was never able to have. He's going to make sure that Chris receives all of the love, generosity, and respect that he deserves. But you need to step out of his life if you want Chris to grow up properly. Right now, you are the only person that is preventing him from doing so.
What the hell are you talking about? Is this true, Florence? Are you just saying this because of the way I initially thought of you, Wilfred?
Of course we are. It's not only Ruby, but Chris would always be telling me about the way you treat him. I would listen, and I would be absolutely furious about what I'm hearing. I didn't want to say anything about it until Ruby actually said something to me. I was just waiting for Ruby to make her move, but I was always ready for this. But you're not seriously going to believe everything coming out of a child's mouth, are you?
Excuse me, Elijah. You're a young man, and I don't really know much about you. But as the owner of my own business, I have come across a variety of people while working. I may not be the best at it, but I am able to tell what a person's true intentions are. A parent who only acts upon his own feelings, without any regard for his or her child, does not deserve to call themselves a parent. People like that will only prevent their children from growing up properly.
I don't understand why you were talking about me like that. I think you've crossed the line, Wilfred.
I've heard what I needed to. I will be Ruby's legal stepfather and Chris's legal grandfather by marriage, but I don't have anything else to do with you. You are going to get divorced before our marriage, so you won't have to be a part of anything. So I don't understand why you keep thinking that you are entitled to talk to me like this. And I never gave you permission to call me by my first name. You really are good at making people feel uncomfortable.
Wait!
Thank you for working your butt off for your family, who you never even cared for. You're free to live your life however you want to, and drink as many beers as you want with your buddies.
Hello? Hello? Who is this?
Is the old man next to you?
Excuse me, but who are you?
Just shut up and put the old man on the phone right now. Who is it?
I don't know. Some random drunk man just called my number.
I'm Elijah's friend. I want to ask you again. Put the old guy on the phone right now. Hello? Who is this? Hey, you geezer! It's not right for you to look down on others just because you're rich. You understand? You're giving my friend Elijah over here a hard time. He's all drunk and wasted because of you. Oh, so you're a friend of his. You should be grateful that he's letting you get married as his wife's stepdad. Who are you to tell him to get divorced? He's been telling me all about the way you guys treated him. He told me that you guys treat him like a dead dog in the street, and you're only using him for money. You told me everything. Do you know how hard it was for him? You have to treat him with respect. He deserves respect. Why don't we settle this man to man? You need to make him the store manager and give him all of your inheritance. That's how it should be. I heard that you don't even have any kids of your own to give the inheritance to. I guess you guys are lifelong friends. You sure as heck seem to be like one another and seem to stand up for one another. That's for sure. You bet we are. Elijah promised me that if you make him the store manager, then he's going to allow us to work for him as well. So you better do this for him. So why don't you tell Ruby and your girlfriend to cancel the divorce right now? Do you understand? Are you hearing me? Thanks for calling me. I really appreciate it. Really? I guess you have to get yelled at in order to understand what someone's trying to say to you. I'm going to take your word for it, and I'm going to be taking Elijah out for more drinks. You got that? Sure, go on ahead. Make sure you guys drink all night. Hey, Elijah! You should be lucky to have a friend like me. You know what I just did? I just let you be the store manager, and I just canceled your divorce. See what kind of an amazing friend I am? Since I did all of that for you, you go ahead and buy all the drinks. Florence, let's bring Ruby and Chris to our home tomorrow and proceed right away with the divorce.
Sure thing.
Come on, Ruby. Is the divorce really necessary?
You're right. I think a lawsuit will be better.
No, that's not what I meant. What I mean is, are you seriously not going to give me one more chance? You're just trying to cut ties with me after one incident. Is it really necessary for you to try and do this without giving me any second chances?
You really don't think I ever gave you any second chances? Chris and I gave you plenty of second chances. You just never wanted to take them. You were just caught in your own little ignorant world that you didn't even bother taking any of the chances we gave you. If you ever stopped to listen to anything Chris and I had to say about you, things would be a lot different right now. It really wouldn't have come to this conclusion.
All right, I'm so sorry for everything. This is all my fault. Just please, will you forgive me? I can't live without seeing you and Chris for the rest of my life. I've done so much and endured so much for you guys.
I don't want to live with someone who talks trash about my own family. I can't bear to sleep in the same room with someone who does that.
You've got it all wrong. This is all just a misunderstanding.
The fact that you were able to create this type of misunderstanding is what makes this so terrible. That's the reason why I don't want to be with you anymore. You have practically just abused me during our marriage together. To me, you are nothing but a criminal. There's no way I can get along living with a criminal in my house. This is exactly how you talked about Wilfred. You talked about him as if he was some kind of criminal, and you wanted him out of the family. That's exactly how I feel about you right now.
Ruby, please. What will it take for you to accept me again?
Just get out of my life before I slap you across the face. If you agree to do that, then I won't file a lawsuit against you. You probably still have to stay at your job, though. How else will you be able to pay for Chris's child support? That is the last responsibility that you have to keep for yourself.
You're seriously going to raise Chris without a father? You're not thinking straight about this. Don't make this all about yourself. Think about Chris.
Yes, I am doing this all for Chris. And if you care about him just as much as I do, then you best keep away from him. Don't go around causing any more trouble around us. Thankfully, my mom was able to find a very kind and loving boyfriend. I don't understand why Elijah had to make such a bad conclusion for himself. I guess he really didn't want me to file a lawsuit on him, so he just quietly agreed to the divorce. I asked Chris if he wanted to say goodbye to Elijah for the very last time, but he didn't really seem to care. Now he is spending very good time with my mom and Wilfred, and they are taking him out for fun frequently. Elijah has been keeping up with our whereabouts, and I'm pretty sure he is regretting every single thing about our past marriage and the way he treated his son. I guess his dumb friends will provide words of encouragement now, as well as a lot of beer. That is all for today's story. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more content. See you in the next video!